We up in here. All right, we up in here. The stock exchange, and this is Trump and G, of course, and this is cat fight between Fani Willis and Ashleigh Merchant. As everybody is well aware, Fulton County DA Fani Willis has brought a RICO charge against President Donald Trump and about 15, 16 other defendants in the so-called election interference case down in Georgia during the 2020 election. One of the defendants is Michael Roman, who worked with in the Trump administration. His attorney, Ashleigh Merchant, investigated Fani Willis and her boyfriend, Nathan Wade, and under the auspice that Fani Willis was overpaying this guy like $750,000 as a special prosecutor. That he wasn't even qualified for the job, didn't do much, overpaid him, and then he used the money to fund her lavish lifestyle. Cruises, wine, romantic dinners, trips, so on and so forth. And she personally benefited from the investigation into Trump, and that whole thing, the investigation was a ruse for Fani Willis and Nathan Wade to get rich and famous and get notoriety. And that seemed to be what happened, because she's the most talked about DA in the country. And he was actually on The Daily Show, clowning Fani Willis, he and Marlon Wayans, and describing different sexual positions involving Fani Willis and Nathan Wade. Total embarrassment to Fulton County and Atlanta. But anyway, it's been a lot of back and forth, and they're trying to get Fani Willis up at the paint. And the original investigation, where they had a hearing into her conduct and Nathan Wade's conduct, didn't resolve them much. She wasn't disqualified from the case, and the defendants know if they can get her disqualified, this case is over against Trump and these co-defendants, because nobody in Georgia is going to risk their career, their reputation with this sham case that people think is politically motivated. Nobody's going to take this case up if they can get Fani Willis up at the paint. The judge didn't remove her. However, he did say the hearings had an air of mendacity, where they had cell phone records of these two calling each other and visiting each other at odd hours. And they were saying their relationship didn't start till after the investigation into Trump, and then they talked about when it ended, and there was some discrepancies over that, as well as whether she reimbursed him. And she said she reimbursed him with cash. So the defendants are still trying to get her out of the paint, get her off this case. Ashleigh Merchant, the attorney for Michael Roman, has requested information from her office pursuant to a Georgia's open records request, which they're saying they haven't adhered to. There's a investigation by Senate Republicans in Georgia into her conduct, and she hasn't appeared pursuant to that. Ms. Willis has asked to have the judge in that case recused, which the judge will not be recused. And then Ashleigh Merchant has also filed a motion for contempt against Ms. Willis pursuant to her conduct. Apparently she's trying to delay the case and not adhering to certain rules. So they finally had a meeting with someone on her staff, pursuant to the open records request, and it was must see TV. I think the gentleman's name is Dexter Bond, and he, from what I understand, he is the deputy district attorney, and it has gotten very heated, and it's must see TV, and there's no holds barred down in Georgia, and where the hearings with Ms. Willis may have had an air of mendacity to it. I don't think this back and forth with Dexter Bond and Ashleigh Merchant has an air of mendacity at all. I think these two don't like each other, and there's a lot of going back and forth. And it's good. I think it's good because now the truth will emerge. I think the judge is letting them go at it, and with this back and forth, you're finding out more about how the open records office at the DA's office works, and you're finding out what their procedures are, whether they have the information that Ms. Merchant has requested. So I'm going to give you some of the back and forth between these two. So here you go. I'm trying to share my screen.
Your Honor, she said, did I do any searches? I do not understand the question.
You can ask her to clarify.
May you clarify the question?
Did you do any searches in regards to the issues in this lawsuit?
I cannot answer that question. Why? Because I thought your lawsuit was frivolous. And I'm using your terms, Your Honor, so forgive me. It did not merit any work for me because of who you are and what you alleged. So I sent it over to the Fulton County for representation. Your Honor, she said, did I do any searches? I do not understand the question.
You can ask her to clarify.
May you clarify the question?
Did you do any searches in regards to the...
Okay, so he basically said that he didn't do any searches because he thought the lawsuit was frivolous. He told it to her face. No, I didn't do any searches because I thought your lawsuit was frivolous. You are of no importance to me, and I don't take you seriously, Miss Merchant. You're just wasting the court's time. You're basically using up precious judicial court resources. Precious judicial resources. You're wasting everybody's time. I don't take you seriously. I think you're just disingenuous. And no, I didn't file upon any records request from you, which is probably the only true thing we've heard from the back and forth between Ashleigh Merchant and Fani Willis's office. This guy, Dexter Bond, is bringing the heat, and I'm here for it. He's telling her exactly what he feels. He's not making anything up. When he answers a question, he's not looking up at the ceiling. None of the answers are contrived. All the answers that Fani Willis and Nathan Wade gave Ashleigh Merchant months ago was contrived. It's same as they were looking up at the ceiling, looking for an answer, trying to find an answer that made sense, that somebody would believe, or give a non-answer that the court would accept, but not perjure themselves. And then Terrence Bradley, Nathan Wade's business partner, who was the one who divulged there was a relationship between the two, he just whiffed on everything. He couldn't remember anything. He couldn't find his tongue. And he had sudden loss of memory, like the black Joe Biden. But this guy, Dexter Bond, is going right at Ashleigh Merchant, and I'm here for it. This is what he said, pursuant to, I'm not basically going to talk to you. I don't know you. I have nothing to say to you personally. So I'm going to try to share my screen. Here goes.
In regards to this lawsuit?
You know what I think about this lawsuit, so you're going to have to be specific. Hold on, I'm sorry.
All I said in regards to this lawsuit, I hadn't even asked a question yet. I just asked, in regards to this lawsuit.
You know what I think about this lawsuit, so you're going to have to be specific. Hold on, I'm sorry.
All I said in regards to this lawsuit, I hadn't even asked a question yet.
Okay, there he basically said, you know what I think about this lawsuit. And previously he said that I'm not talking to you. I have nothing to say to you. I have nothing to say to you personally, and that's not going to be a whole lot back and forth between us. So that was where they finished up Friday, and the judge let them go at it. She let them go at it. And, I think people saying that this is bad on his part, on Dexter Bond's part, and he was unprofessional. I don't think so. I think in this back and forth, in this adversarial, they're being adversarial. Ashleigh Merchant is being adversarial to the DA's office in general, asking for open records requests, and he's being adversarial. So they're going back and forth, and the back and forth, I think that's where the truth emerges. Ashleigh Merchant clearly wants, in my opinion, she wants an open records request because she's trying to get information on those text messages between Nathan Wade and Fani Willis. She's probably also trying to get emails between the two. I know the Georgia Senate is trying to get emails, informational emails and text messages between the two, but she's trying to find information that's gonna counter testimony from Fani Willis and Nathan Wade previously, where they said their relationship began after the Trump investigation. Why that was important, I have no idea. But Turner Bradley said they were dating, they were involved long before the Trump investigation. So they can find information that counters their testimony from Fani Willis and Nathan Wade. They can probably get them, probably prove perjury, and they can probably get Fani Willis off the case, which is their whole mission. They get her off the case, this case is over. Case against Trump and the co-defendants and over. And a lot of people, the public doesn't understand. Like when these people when these defendants are named in court, they will say and do anything to get out of this case, out of their case. They will say and do anything to get themselves out of their situation. And that's their lawyer's job. They can get Fani Willis disqualified, the case is over. And so I'm curious to find out what's going to come of this open records request. Is there information there, and is there information that could counter testimony from Fani Willis and Nathan Wade? But in the meantime, I think we're going to get some more back and forth between Dexter Bond and Ashleigh Merchant. He's on record, I don't like you, have nothing to say to you. She clearly has no love lost for him. He thinks she's a joke. Thinks the lawsuit is frivolous and a complete waste of time. But we're going to find out what happens next week. Maybe we get some more answers. But this is the only truth that has emerged in this case so far, in my opinion. The truth, the back and forth between Dexter Bond and Ashleigh Merchant. Previous testimony from Nathan Wade and Fani Willis had an air of mendacity to it, according to Judge Scott McAfee. This doesn't have an air of mendacity to it. This is the truth. I think we're going to see the truth emerge either next week or over the coming weeks. So I'm here for it. The cat fight's on. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's see who's who. Ashleigh Merchant thinks she's this intimidating lawyer, and Dexter Bond thinks he's that guy. So let's find out who's who next week. Thank you for listening. Thank you.